is everybody today? I hope you're well. I'm trying to adjust it. That's about it. I'm getting some new equipment for us. I'm going to order it this week. We have the funds already, y'all. It's just a matter of Mama D getting time. What we're doing today is we're going to figure out this question, right? Well, we already know the question. Has Bryan Kohberger killed before? And if so, was it an individual, like a human individual? Obviously, that area is prone to hunting, so he could come up that he has hunted before, right? But there is a difference. There is a difference. So I feel like we're going to assign a specific card that if it comes up, we'll know it's human that he does. So I'm kind of going to wait till that card comes up in my mind before we grab that deck. So we're not going to touch any of the tarot cards until Spirit feeds that card to me that tells me what the card is. And that way, if that card comes up in that deck, we're going to have a much better answer. So up until then, we're going to use what's known as oracle cards, which won't have any specific card in them. They're just random messages that the divine can use to inspire us and communicate with us. Now, these don't have a specific meaning. You have to go within and feel what your meaning is. And this happens to be, well, we're going to take this, what is it? The Sovereign. That's incredible. So in Bryan's energy, I will tell you, this is king shit. I'm going to explain this a little bit. This is a very good place. I'm just saying, it's where we're all supposed to be, where nobody is above us. It can be taken way too far in an egotistical, psychopathic way. There has to be a balance. So we're going to have to look deeper. But he's definitely wearing his own power crown. You see this? He's within his power. He's a very scary individual because he is very aware of manifestation. And I'm going to say something really, really weird. He may have looked into time traveling. He's into like astral travel things. And I know you're not going to hear this right now. But remember, we didn't know Bryan was into doodling for a while too. Bryan Laundrie, right? And then we found out his art said a lot about his personality. So I'm saying it right now. We're looking at somebody that understands universal Tesla number system. This is a very intelligent person, a very powerful person. If we were looking at this in the 5D, we would see a dark wizard, right? That performs a sacrifice in a way that is ritualistic in the fact that it's repetitive. It's like from a serial killer to a serial killer. Like I'm in my own kind of club here, right? Again, it's that Tyler Durden feeling from Fight Club. Okay. I'm just going through the energy real quick. I will come up to top side once the read's over and we'll chit chat with everybody. Archangel Michael, thank you for the protection. There's a story coming out, so hold on. I can feel the energy is like ramping up. All right, so we all know that heroin was in high school his choice drug. He's definitely trying to use drugs. He is trying to do he's doing something with heroin in the sense of, or drug, I'll just say drug of choice, that he believes kind of like that movie about the smart pill. I don't know if you've seen it. Something clear. Y'all know what I mean? Okay, so it's kind of like he thinks it's enhancing his connection to power, to his higher self. Like he's trying to become his higher self, but he is so disconnected from reality and from spirit that he's self-fulfilling his own prophecies. Like he thinks he's God. But it's crazy. I mean, this is a deep read. We're going to get into whether he's killed or not. We will. But this is what Spirit's given us. So we've got the versatility. It's a marijuana leaf, right? And I don't think that his self-medication, there it is, his self-medication is just marijuana. I'm getting, as you know, much stronger. I'm almost getting an LSD, like ultra, like K, you know what I mean? Like got wild. Like he set this time aside as a purge. Oh my God, I'm being given so much information. This was a purge for him. Get wild. So I can feel energy building, building, building. And to me, feels like I'm going to vomit. So that could be word vomit. There's something coming out in this read. Oh shit, yeah, it is. Speak the truth. The knife is the knife. This read is about to get intense. I can feel that. Okay. So I'm seeing the King of Wands, clear as a bell, as our card. This is meaning that he has killed before. I don't know why it's the King of Wands, but when we get into the tarot, if the King of Wands comes out, that is representing his alter ego, his fire sign, his passion, and his release and getting what he wants. I want it. I see it. I take it. If I'm told no, I'm just going to take it. And I don't think about tomorrow. I think about right now, always in the now, always in the now. I'll figure out tomorrow. But at the same time, I'm strategizing. So there is a crux in him because he's a contradiction. He's a walking contradiction. He's a truth seeker, a justice seeker that creates the drama and the world himself. He is self-building his own world and self-prophesizing himself. He already can tell you where he's going to be, where he's going to do what, and he's known along the way. And if something changes his path, he assumes that that is his higher self. Okay, this is so, it's like warping. Oh my God. This is the altar. This is him. Look. All right, so see this mask? See the two eyes looking through the mask, right? So all I want you to focus on is this as a mask, because I've told you he wears a mask. And I keep seeing a clear mask. I know there was a black one and all that. No. I've said from the beginning, this is clear. It just simply clouds his face. And I see these, and he's chiseled. Remember, I said his face is all chiseled. And you see it. It's chiseled cut. It's not that farm boy round, Georgia Peach boy here. This is this killer. And I see those blue eyes. And everybody, because his picture was taken in the shadow and nobody had looked yet, I got a lot of flack. I thought you said the killer's eyes are blue. And I'm like, maybe he had an accomplice. I still see blue. Well, his eyes are bluer than blue. They've gotten dark with his kills, but he is a blue-eyed killer. I told you. So here's that mask, that chiseled mask. Now, I want you to look at it. It's two cocks, right? I'm not meaning to use that finger. Two cocks, two roosters. It's a pissing match. And he's a tar baby in a sense. And he doesn't realize it. So as he lashes out, he's getting stuck more and stuck more and stuck more because he's overconfident, which makes me feel like he may have killed more than once. Just saying. But look at the roosters now. So let go of the mask. Okay, let go of the mask and see this rooster and this rooster, and they're facing off. And then you have this eagle, this bird's eye view in his south node. He's way too cocky and overconfident, but I don't think he thought he would get caught this quick, but he knew it was coming. That's how I feel intuitively. All right, I'm going to jump over. We're going to jump into something that I am not expecting, which is this feminine energy that I keep feeling around him. It's very nurturing to him. He's got this feminine energy up on a pedestal, and if they don't measure up to her, they're no good. This doesn't mean this feminine energy is even aware of this pedestal. She may be now, but I think I'm going to let you guys draw your conclusion as to who this is. It's a very feminine, motherly energy that speaks his language. And I don't think she's involved in the least. I think she had no clue. Discover your life purpose. A 29, which is an 11. 2 plus 9 is an 11. It's mirroring of oneself, and you could actually see this as an 11 because it's a mirrored system. It's a reflection of one's higher self and one's lower ego. So you have a higher ego and a lower ego. You have a higher frequency, truth train, and a lower frequency. And discovering my life purpose in his world might have been to appease. This is going to sound so strange. Like he might have a mental crush. Wow, that was hard. I could barely hear it. A mental crush on this person to the point that they want to prove themselves to please this person because this person studies this. And the person might be teaching some of this, understanding the brain and digging deep. And so unaware, there could be some trauma bonding between this esoteric studying kind of where is the universe mothering me from. And then you get this. And did he feel that was his life purpose? To fulfill this Jesus version. I know, right? I'm just sharing what's being shared with me through what he thinks and feels at times through this Jesus version of serial killing or group killing, purifying things in such a clever way because you're manipulating the future. You are controlling people's lives. You are changing people's lives. You are creating something that is infamous and will live on far beyond your existence so that you impress and get that you're good enough, boy. You're good enough, good boy. You blew my mind. I would have never thought like that. You're so smart, kind of gold star. You have an A+. Says, say what you mean. What do I mean? Is he trying to be the teacher's pet? 18. It's about a 9. It's protecting how far you've come. It's I've worked so hard to get so far that I want to impress you. You are the one that I want to impress. I want to be inspiring to you. Damn, y'all. I need to understand, in his mind, had he killed before? Like, in his knowledge, has he taken the life of another human? Now, this is not going to give me my answer. I'm going to get a deck that will. This is going to give me the energy towards that idea. Has he done this before, where he has taken a human life? He has had a false start. He has attempted. Is that true? Ripeness. He had attempted, but the time wasn't right. And now he felt the time was right. That's in the 11th house. Suppression. He has had the urge for a long damn time. This is suppressing how you feel. If you watch the members chat now, listen. You don't need to be a member to listen, right? Only if you want to chit chat. If you want that extra function, it's just helping all of us have a more congealed conversation. Sometimes it's not even about true crime. Sometimes it's about one of our family members just needing an extra love. And so it's kind of a member's thing. But you're not missing out, because if we're talking true crime, you can watch it, right? Okay, we talked a lot about this suppression and what are people suppressing that's creating a killer that is premeditating to take a life. This is falling in the Gemini, suppressing. It's something with the Barbie dolls. The Barbie dolls. I'm just leaving it there. What do we have? Source. This is in his wisdom. It is in his Libra. It is justice on the board. It is him believing that he is like, there are so many motives. He was a ticking time bomb. He's astro traveled. Remember, I said it's going to sound weird that he might have looked up time travel. Here's this weird thing I'm talking about. He's astro jumping. He may have a lot of physics in his studies as well, because I'm feeling like he's understanding this universal travel. Like, you guys may not understand everything what I'm talking about. I do. I'm talking about there are certain gateways that I can weave my way through things, but because I could get sideswiped by a bad spirit, I won't do it. I have enough sense not to go where I'm not protected. I only venture out that far when I'm fully protected, and to help someone by giving them a lantern, get them back on the path. I'm not walking down like Tyler Durden, Dark Knight of the Soul and Fight Club with nobody. I don't ride or die with nobody. I give you a light and I say, here is the path. I'll show you it. Follow me. And I'm getting the hell out of there, because otherwise you can get sucked into that cesspool. Well, he has been suppressing a cesspool. Obviously. We're moving over here into his emotional trial, right? So this is going to be about this pre-attempt. Maybe it succeeded, maybe it didn't. We'll get some qualifiers. What is this in his love department? And I feel this is a maternal, like the real biological mother love. Something's wrong here. What is this? What is this? Show me this disconnect and thank you. Sorrow came up. We got a story. All right, so sorrow. Sadness. Face it, your family's filing bankruptcy several times, or twice at least that we know of. That could be a very tense, incredibly intense feeling in that family of not being worthy. It can be very demoralizing to file. And then to get into a repetitive cycle where you repeat it again, it's like you didn't learn your lesson. You're still trying to live above your means. So if you're trying to live above your means, you're trying to measure up to the Johnsons there, mowing their lawn exactly right. That means that, I cut my bangs with some rusty kitchen scissors. I screamed his name till the neighbors called the cops. And then you get down to it doesn't matter how it feels, it matters how it looks. And if we've got that teamed up with bullying and overweight, there's so much that's adding to the cesspool. And so he had sorrow, right? And he needed a new beginning. So he may have detached completely and disconnected from his identity of the mother figure in a way. The dream. See, it's an unrealistic ghost version. So he found the creator, the mother. He found what he felt like was his mentor focus. Now I'm going to please this person. Now I'm going to blow their mind with how incredibly, and they'll forgive me because they may see this as a disease, which it may be a disease because I felt like this for a long time. She understands me. She's worked with somebody. She understands my language. I can communicate to her. I feel like I need to impress her, right? So then we look before that, okay? So before that, had he hurt someone? Okay, I'm just filling out my deck. What is this attempt? I need to understand this attempt to take life. What is this false start? See, the card won't shuffle. That's weird. We're going to do it again. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. Okay, we're going to walk the deck. So when I walk the deck, I just pull it out and look. Okay, deck's in reverse. I have the reverse. Even if the deck's in reverse, I leave this in reverse. We're going to turn the deck upright. The reverse of the tower is an outside of yourself, some environment, total destruction. I'm asking if he took a life before. This makes me feel like absolutely. Three of Swords, total betrayal. 3 knives. Could have been with a Leo. Could be a blonde. In experience, it gave him a whole new perspective. Hanged Man. Archangel Michael, something didn't feel right. He felt it wasn't a match. Something didn't fulfill what it was supposed to. Archangel Michael, protector of children. Could have been somebody in there very young. Could have been in their 20s again. He definitely did something that closed a cycle. So this is the world, and it is also travel. So this is at a distance. And he did this. Could have been male, could have been female. Could have been work related. I've got 8 of Pentacles. He could have been selling film of bad deeds. King of Swords. King of Knives. Who else is gone? That's my killer. So I'm getting the killer energy beforehand. So let's go ahead, redo, and see what we get for victims. Okay. I don't have the King of Wands on the table, but I got that King of Sword, and that's my killer. So, and I almost said that. Let's see what this is. Four of Wands, 1111, Justice. He is trying to be a Dexter, only he's not basing it on what we would think is morally correct. He has different morals. What is this? Is this religious-based morals? Yep. It's that one he puts on a pedestal. Now I understand. So I have the Queen of Swords, somebody that studies law, that understands things. This is somebody that speaks truth, seeks the truth. She is the Queen of Knives. She speaks a lot. She could be a teacher. She is a very strong energy. She knows her worth. She's good on her own. She's sharp. She's extremely wise woman. And he's got the King of Swords, the divine counterpart. I think we're getting motive tonight. He wanted to be able to give her the answers, but he wanted to know them so deeply that he may have been doing things to provide the answers to the assignments that she was giving. Who did he kill before? If he did. Six of Wands is a yes. It's victory. It's acclimates. It's a trophy. It's a trophy. Who did he kill? Someone single. Nine of Pentacles. Here she be. According to my cards. Self-cup of love. It's also a cup of love to the Queen, but she has her back to him like she doesn't see it. I don't think she knows a damn thing about that. I think he was trying to impress his teacher. And that could be why Miss Donna Serafina saw the apple. Because what do you give your teacher? This one happens to be rotten in the core, full of worms. Queen of Wand. So maybe he's not the King of Wand. Maybe he's got a lot of suppressed feminine energy that overwhelms him, that even causes more conflict with his Catholic surrounding. What is this? Yeah, it's about lovers. So that victim could be somebody that was single. He may have had some romantic something, or he might have just picked her. We're looking. Did he just pick her? Hermit, something about the home. Her home or his home. He may have went to her home. He's got that lantern, like he went to her home at night. Like, I'll go across a mountain over to this person's house. Did he go to a victim's home ever? Ten of Pentacles is yes. It's absolutely got the treasure that he seeked. So he went after something. What was it? I told you it's something romantic. Two of Cups. This is true love. Could have been somebody, and was it his home? Was it his home? Got the Empress, the victim. That is the victim card for me. And in my True Crime Tarot, I have another card to go with it. It's over here. It's at the victim's home. And he felt like he was doing justice because I got the Six of Pentacles, which is you get what you give. It's also the mommy card. So it could have been something about his judgment as a mother figure. Y'all, death card. Look at that. Look at that. Scorpionic energy too. Yeah, Scorpio. He is a Scorpio. We have 111 likes. Woo! I just threw a card on the floor with the wind. Hold on, y'all. We don't want Puppy to get it. Oh, the sorrow came off the board. I feel like we're gonna switch decks. Let's get over here on this deck. What's on the bottom? Oh, for the love of God, I kid you not. Killer. I didn't set that up, I swear. I just was curious. Besides, these fell earlier and the puppies almost got one. It's all crinkled up in here. You'll see it. Token. I told you. A trophy. Token, keepsake, souvenir. Look at that. He's got 5. So if we looked at it as a number, 5, we already have 4 victims. So it could be one other. Because see the 5? Are you able to see? Strangle, choke, breathless death. And it's a 9. Like that 9 of Pentacles. Now that's a 9 is yellow, so I don't know if you're seeing it. Third party, 4. Bystander, visitor, guest. So with that, makes a person wonder. Let's get this other little word deck out. This was handmade for us. And so we're the only one with this deck here on 1111. Innocent. So it was an innocent life. Fall and money. Fall and money. I'll let you work out what you think that could mean. We do get the money card often with him. And with his parents filing bankruptcy. Yeah, that's interesting. Had he found a weird, dark way to make money with film? I mean, how's he paying his way through college? What kind of job has he had? His parents can't possibly be affording that. Not on their salaries, right? Let's see, where are the blessing cards? Let's see what is next. Let's see what is next. What's coming up next in this case? And we do know that we're going to get that probable cause because his arraignment, or I mean his hearing, not arraignment, his hearing is coming up. Okay. This is what we got. Stillness, music, harmony. So something's going to go pretty still. And it's a frequency thing. So it's going to get quiet for the next few days is what I feel. Like there might be a little hum with that frequency of just chitter chatter. But overall, I feel that lake stillness and it's like glass. Could be a lot of reflecting. Everybody just kind of going, huh, you know. And I'm probably going to take tomorrow off. I feel like I need a breather. Spend some puppy time and some time with my kids. I said no more, but Desert Vision Quest. And I don't like that card. It kind of tells me we could be in for a long haul. So buckle up, Buttercup. I don't think this is going to go away in a year. I'm just saying. All right, if this is where you leave me, I want to say thank you incredibly much for sharing your time with me, inviting me into your space and doing this with me because I need that conversation too. And I'm just as curious as you are on these cards. Do I feel he's killed before? Possibly, maybe once. Human, female. Just saying. I got that 9 of Pentacles. In that pile, I got the death card. It kind of leads me towards that direction. All right. But there is no guarantee in tarot. I could see it wrong. You could see it differently. Make sure you share your opinion below. Remember, he is innocent until proven guilty. I am simply sharing my opinion, my theory of what Spirit is sharing with me through my cards. Okay. So with that, I love you to the moon and back. God bless you all. And I'm going to head over to chat, see how everybody is doing tonight. Let me get our cards out of the way, put our cards away. See who's with me. Hey, Pam Zammo. I want to say Zamro. It's Zammo. Good night, Mama D. Love you. Good night, lovely. Hi, Jeff. How are you? And aw, you are so welcome. Karen Bray, Mama D. I'm so glad I found you. Aw, I'm so happy you guys are here. Lady Tidy, see you all beautifuls later. Nadrina Marwinski, Knife in the Lake. I feel like we should check that. Let's just see what that's a good question. Let's just check it. Hey, Impel. Thank you, love. Thank you so much for that snooper chat. Hold on. Okay. Nadrine Marwinski. And I might say the name wrong. I'm sorry if I do. I'm not that great at figuring out people's names. All right. Is a knife in the lake? Let's see if we can get an answer. We're just going to shuffle and see if the knife is in. That card jumped. Energy is here. Is a knife in the lake? Okay, we got like 2 cards, I think. All right. Is a knife in the lake? What? Drowned. That could be submerged, right? Are you ready for the other one? Beat. Beat. Beat and drown. That just made me think of that boy. I just got total creeped out. That boy. Beat and drown. I think we need to do a reading on him. Maybe, no, I'm not taking tomorrow off. I need to do a reading on that boy. Because even though he didn't live there until August of 2022, if that boy drowned last year, who's to say he wasn't visiting his sister at the time that boy drowned? Goodness. Beat by the water currents, Lady Moonlight. Welcome to 1111 Tarot. Shan Ray says, and Amy says, yes, that is what I got. Knife in lake. Squeaky wheel. He drowned the knife? He's really a sadistic killer. You have to have humor in true crime or you basically will lose your mind. Gemini 65. Oh my God. I know, right? I definitely want to know more. All right, you guys, hold on. Did I use any of these cards? I didn't. I have a full deck. Okay, and these are prepared. I'll go ahead and knock them out. I'm just going to pull 3 cards on that boy's drowning to see if we should do a reading. Like, what do we need to know? Because could he have been visiting that kid? Okay, those 2. And then we're going to take the bottom of the deck. 5 of Pentacles. Poverty, something lack of. Very toxic. A decision, confusion. 2 of Swords. And Knight of Swords, Guy of Knife. You know what I'm saying? Idealism. Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords. That's 3 swords. Betrayal. I'm going to do a reading on him. Because this drown and beat. And then you're talking about the water right there. My nose is itching. I don't know the kid's name or anything about him. So, oh, wow. 4 of Wands. We're meant to do it. That is an 1111. We're meant to do a reading on him. So, I guess I'll be back tomorrow. Excuse me. Let me grab a drink. Paid him to go in water? I don't know, Matt. Maybe. Murda Seger says, yes, the mine hunter said they used gallows humor to stay sane. For real. For real. Aw, Nettie, thank you, my love. Thank you for that super chat. Ophelia, you haven't been here forever. Good to see you. Hi, good catch you briefly. Almost never see lives over the side of the pond. Have a great night. Aw, thank you, beautiful. I know. I've got to set it up so that we're doing some in the daytime too, so that we get both sides of the time. And we can work on that. We will work on that. Ask about Priest Lake. Frog wants to ask about Priest Lake. All right, we'll take my deck, the 1111 mystery deck, and I self-promote. That way we don't have to have too many advertisers. And this is the deck. It's I don't take it in reverse, but look at that, my loves. What is it? Resident, local staff community, a 9. Interesting. All right, what was it? What was the question? Priest Lake. Let's just see what comes out. Priest Lake. Wouldn't that be a creepy place to throw a knife? I mean, I'm pretty sure that if we had the recipe here, which we're figuring it out as to what made him, has something to do about a priest. Show me Priest Lake. Whoa. Cards went all the way 360 back into the deck. That was crazy. That was some energy. Show me a... Thank you. We got a story. Relative home. Secondary location. Visiting. Could be that sister. Right? I'm still... I can't think about that Priest Lake. I'm thinking about this boy still. I feel like we're getting... Look. Park. Community, kids, a public area, over a feminine. Something about a feminine energy. Oh, you know, one thing about a killer is their signature, right? Initials or marks, the code. Oh, there's that revenge card, you know, seeking balance, justice somehow. Interesting, I got the dog. Is there a dog in his life? A pet, an animal? All right, no more cards, y'all, because I'm starting to get his read, and we are not going to start that tonight. We're not ready for it. Let's just take a yes or no answer to Priest Lake. 4 of Pentacles, holding back. So I would say no to Priest Lake because you're holding back. Is it a lake? Is the 9th in a lake? 1 of Pentacles, that's a yes. So we are looking at water most likely. Missing girl in Pennsylvania from May this year, never found, phone left at home. That is creepy as hell. Stacey Marie says Corbin Park is where the 14-year-old died. Kara says, think he would want to hold the knife from time to time. Lee McKenna says, do you think he was hiding in the house awaiting the victims coming home? I do, from last night's read. I believe he was. Born Pack Rat, this goes so deep, no pun intended, right? Mary Yankin, I think he put in the pond next to his campus housing. That's a good question. Just because it's thrown in the water doesn't mean it's not retrievable. So it could be in something and submerged and fixed there, like, you know, tethered, right? Like you can set out a beaver trap. Google me. Dana, missing lady, went to neighbor's house and was never seen after leaving. Jill says, hi, Mama D. I was late, so I'm on team replay. Jill, thank you for that. I greatly appreciate replay. I can't talk. Greatly appreciate replays. The cards were very... Okay, the cards are the best ever. Oh, thank you, Lee. Thank you. That is so true. Mary Yankton says there is a lot of ways to hide it there and then retrieve it. Time for magnet fishing. Right, Sassafras? Oh, Lady Moonlight. We appreciate you, Mama D. Always amazing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Tammy Fussernecker says, I saw a video of a girl who went to school with him who showed pics of him. She said he was a heroin addict and was very weird then. Hey, Lala, how are you? Google me. Yes, that was in 2014 to Tammy. So what did Tammy say? Oh, the girl, the video. Being hooked on heroin. Mama D, do you ever offer private readings? No, Karen Love, I don't do private readings anymore. I found out, it takes, a lot of people don't realize it, but they'll come in and they pull energy from me. And then I literally sleep my day away because I'm exhausted. Whereas when I'm with you guys are giving energy. You're already lifted in your vibration. You're supportive of each other. You're not, it's kind of like you want to save people, right? You do. But it's easier for me to think of possibly doing 1111 Moon, where I put a message out there and the divine uses it to reach a lot of people, than that one-on-one where I'm only helping one person, which is very good. But it also exhausts me, and I don't even feel like doing my dishes at that day. So it's not that I don't want to do the readings because I enjoy the people. It's that it literally is like, whew, I'm gone. Can't do it. I can't do the channel and that. Google me, Jenny Group and Mama D, the best. Aw, thank you, love. Sassafras, that must be why he looks so much older, because I don't personally think he looks 28 years old. All right, y'all. When you do those kind of drugs, and it's called living a hard life, you age terribly. It literally is sucking the life out of the individual, right? True, Stephen A. Take your breath away. Amethyst Pisces says, I just find it hard to believe he hasn't killed before. I mean, because the Idaho crime was just like going all in the maximum. I think this Idaho was like him upping the ante. Mary Hampton says, I've been doing a lot of research on Google Earth, and wow, the little area that you can hide a lot in water. Jenny said, my monthly reads for a year drained Mama D. It wasn't specific people. It was just energies. And sometimes I would have 3 personal reads a day and stuff. Right. Giselle says you can see the use in his face, skeletal, right? That's why I kept getting that blue eyes and that chiseled. I kept saying, like, his face was like skin and bone chiseled. And everybody's like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I don't know. I just mean it's chiseled. It's sharp. It's pointy. And it's like skin over bones. Now you guys are seeing what I was kind of seeing. So when people are like, is he the dude? I'm like, yeah. Like, this was one time I'm like, that's who I've been, I don't want to swear. That's who I've been freaking out about. Because I've been seeing this mask muted and them eyes. And now you know why I kept saying the eyes, y'all. They're dead. They're like scary as hell. Oh, and it's a muted mask. It's like a frosty color where you can still see kind of lips, but you can see the deep shadows. It's horrifying. Even if that is just a metaphoric mask, it is horrifying. But now you know what I meant by blue eyes. Just creep me out. Born Pack Rat, thank you. Love you, Mama D. Hit that like button. Thank you, my lovelies. Who do we have? 163 likes. And I say 163 thank yous. I greatly appreciate that. Videos. After first high with heroin, it controls the user's life. They crave it. Also makes user emotionless. And when you say makes user emotionless, remember, you're creating a user, somebody that uses not only drugs, but uses people for their high. uses people to manipulate, sees people as nothing anymore. It's like they should call that type of thing as bad spirit, because what they're doing is that they're opening up a portal and allowing the wickedness to flow through them, and they become possessed in a sense of allowing that wickedness, and they're with it. They're willingly participating in it. They're reveling in it. And it's sick. It's sadistic, right? Phantasmic Ether says maybe the clearish mask you saw represents them, recognizing him as a person, but not as a monster he came at them as. It was something about him wanting them to see his eyes. Pez says he just doesn't seem to be too overtaken. Ethan, something's still off. Well, if you're half asleep in your bedroom and you're taken out first, you may not have any lungs left. Do a damn thing about it. So I may have shared this before. My son, my oldest, he fell out of a haymound onto a cow stall post and popped his lung. It doesn't matter how fit you are, you cannot breathe. It pops you. So if you're the very first victim is Ethan, right? Which, why wouldn't he be a target? He's a male. You're going in to take care of this and you see a male, you're going to go after your priority. You're not going to be like, hold on, dude, don't get mad at me. I'm trying to kill your girlfriend. You're going to be like, whoo, first guy, right? And I don't know about you guys, and this could just be me. My experience is I pay attention when I'm with someone that's protective of me, like a male. If they put me on the outside of the sidewalk toward the street, or if they put me on the inside and they take the side to the street because they're a stronger individual, they're a protector, they should be on the outside. I never tell them this, but I pay attention. It's a psychological thing. If they're protective or if they're going to leave you vulnerable. Just a tip to the ladies. The other thing is, once you're at that level of sleeping with them, which it's been like years, but anyway, if he puts you towards the door, or if he sleeps between you and the door. Now, if he takes by the door, it's a protective move. I just froze there for a minute, but whatever. It's a protective move psychologically. It goes back to caveman days, right? So if Ethan is this protective person, a very loving person, he may naturally, instinctively take in the position by the door. And then that leaves Xana by the wall. Okay. He would be the natural person to take out. So I kept saying, and I even did the video on the female about female serial killers, right? Because y'all, you don't have to be that strong to pull this off. Let me tell you. And I wasn't saying that the killer was a female, and I made sure I was clear about that. I was saying strength is not a factor. Even females that are tiny, little 100-pound female can kill an adult male when they're wide awake if they have a sharp knife. So when you look at him and you're like, he's not strong enough to do this. Anybody's strong enough to kill somebody when they're fast asleep and they have the knife in their hand. Lee McKenna, who drowned? I don't know. Someone did. A young man at the college. Allegedly. Rich Buddy says, in my opinion, if I went in there to do this, I'm in control. No athlete would stop me in any condition he is in. He would be a non-factor. Well, y'all, if you don't have a knife, I mean, think about Crocodile Dundee. And he's got a knife. Now, that's a knife, right? This dude still had a knife in his hand and ran. Ethan had nothing in his hand. Nothing. Phantasmic Ether said, sudden thought. Maybe Ethan sacrifices himself for Xana, like Dove in front of her at first. Oh, like Dove in front of her. We don't know. He might have been like, very protective of her. He might have been like dove in front of her and the guy's like, you're out. That's a good point. Rich says, in my opinion, right. I agree. Pam Zamo says, kicked Ethan in the chest being a kickboxer as he was. That could be too. You know, if Ethan is standing, if he even got up that far to stand up, one kick and the bed's behind him. You know that old, like how somebody would crawl up behind somebody that's standing up? If you knock them back, they're down. They're in the bed. So if he knows what he's doing with kickboxing and stuff, you don't have to be strong. Like, who said the adrenaline? Gemini 65. If you've got the adrenaline, you've got drugs, and you've got knife, right? And is he ambidextrous where he can switch, right? Just to confuse the whole thing. Good evening, Jennifer Summers. How are you? Amethyst Pisces says, I feel sorry for his family. On CNN, they were just talking about the state of the family in the courtroom. The mother is distraught. I got to wait for a minute on it. I can't make a call. Jenny says, people are capable of incredible things when mental, drugs, adrenaline, God complex, etc. And like you're saying, the mental part, you know what I'm saying? What was the moon phase on November? Okay, I'm closing chat for a minute. Let's look this up. What was the moon in? It's actually looking up what is the moon. Stop. What was the moon phase on November 13th, 2022? Waning gibbous. So it's coming into its most glorious phase before it goes. This is the first phase after a full moon, when the illumination of the moon decreases each day until it's at 50% waning. So, oh, I'm sorry. It's waning. It's getting darker. I had the reverse. It's getting darker. And it's the first after a full moon. That would be interesting to look it up and really dig into it. I say that because the moon affects mental capacity too. All right, let's get back over to chat. Squeaky Wheel says, sorry, Mom Koberger, but you raised a psycho kid with drug addictions and known problems. We'll try to find some sympathy, but you defending him ain't going to help none. Some people do have that feeling. Some people do. Cheryl Graham says, I just wonder how he saw in the dark. Well, there are little goggles that you can get for pretty cheap that are night goggles, you know, and then if he's filming it, he could be wearing a chest camera. He could be wearing a head camera. Meg says, do you think he has history of SA or do you think he was a virgin? I haven't really given it a lot of thought. That'd be a good question, like to look into his trauma altogether so that we don't take it out of context, that we look at it to understand what this childhood, and that could be a very, very dark read. So we probably want to wait on that till I'm feeling a little stronger. Cassie Rocco hopes that they fly him back. He hates flying. Yeah, I'm hearing it's not going to be a flight. So that makes me nervous. That makes me nervous. And then we got that message yesterday about something being suppressed that was going to be coming up. I'm wondering if that isn't just simply the arresting affidavit, the probable cause. That is true, Jenny. I do keep getting water and mount. Pez, I need to know more about his childhood before I go after the parents, but narc parents raise monsters. True. Meg, I guess I mean the difference between a predator versus an incel. Again, I think we need a full read on that. Like, I think you're right. I think that is very important to understand. So I think that's a good deep dive, right? Jennifer Swain says, I don't know what the parents know, but unless they lived in a deep cave, the nation knew a white Elantra was being sought from the Idaho area. They knew their son was in that area. I'm just saying. And we can't be like, they didn't know really probably about the Idaho 4 murders, because even his friends back in Pennsylvania had parents calling them, telling them, oh my God, they got Bryan. He killed those 4 people, right? And she knew about the Moscow murders already. So word had already gotten back. My problem is, you just took like a 20-hour trip with your kid. What the hell did you talk about? Rich Buddy, have you ever had an intruder when you're asleep? It's so hard to get up, even if you know it's an intruder. It's so hard. Yes. Yes. Like, your mind can even be like, they can just kill me. I'm just not moving. Right? I was camping one time, and I kept feeling somebody hitting me in the back of the shoulder on the tent. Like, every 30 seconds, somebody was punching me on the shoulder. And I'm like, somebody's punching me from outside the tent. It took like 4 hits before I got up and was like, what is going on? And how is somebody punching me? Actually, what it was is I was alone in the woods, and it was my own chair hitting me that was bouncing back and forth on the tent from the windstorm. But it felt, because it's a metal chair, boom, somebody's punching me. I would have been dead. I totally agree. Lady Moonlight, can anyone tell me what the dad mentioned when the cops pulled him and BK over? Was it a shooting or something? I've not seen the footage yet. What? Now, Pam feels, I think the dad knows everything. Brian Laundrie's mother knew everything. From the get-go. So did Daddy. Squeaky wheel. BK had an out when it came to the white Elantra. The one he was driving was a 2015. The one the cops were looking for was 2011, 2013. Guaranteed he used that to smooth suspicion from neighbors. Could be. That is true, Meg. Some people completely freeze up with fight or flight, right? Just freeze and scream bloody murder. Right, Tracy? You feel paralyzed. Well, and if you are in a certain form of sleep, you literally are paralyzed for a second. You know how some people wake up and their body can't move their body? It's because your body's still asleep, right? But your mind woke up. Well, free falling. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Lala says, my granny slept through a younger or urban man going all through her bedroom. Thank God. Oh my gosh. The fellow says, I'd love to know where he got the money for his heavy heroin addiction. I'm just saying. Was this study really to find people that would film their naughty deeds so that you could buy it for a little price from this person and then sell it on the black market and then get big money and go buy your heroin? I'm just asking. I got this. Did you hear how the Pennsylvania DA says, I'm pretty sure that he wants to go back to Idaho to find out what Ellie got on him. I don't know what to believe, because I'm not picking up the energy everybody's talking about in that jail and attitude. I'm getting dead silence. Like, I'm talking not a effing word. I'm feeling like he is literally recharging his battery silently and planning out every mood in his head on a whiteboard, blackboard, whatever you want to call it. He has books memorized that he is going through every play by play. He doesn't even need to make a note. He is planning everything out, and everybody's probably thinking he's asleep. That's what he's doing, in my opinion. This is a major master wizard that has universal language far beyond the understanding of most average person. He knows the 369 laws. He knows how to astral travel. He knows how to... Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys something. You can timestamp when you astral travel. So if I go to my parents' house and I want to know what it feels like to be at my parents' house in my bedroom, sitting on my bed with my pillow, when I go there and visit 5 years ago, 3 years ago, I can literally timestamp this, and it's like a photograph. And it's basically an astral version of scanning the entire area while you sit silently with your eyes closed in that position and you soak up that moment. Now, I can go back there, and even though something may change in that room, I'll know it changed, even though I'm not there. It's an astral travel. You are docking. You're setting up a star token to be there. There are people that can do this, okay? He can do that. He can go back. He can see every book, open up books, and understand what his game plan is. Brace yourself. We're in for one of the strangest, most unorthodox cases ever. Ever. First of all, the lawyers themselves that could defend him, the public defenders, there's only 4 in that area, and 2 cannot do it because of conflict of interest, leaving the other 2 which are not qualified for death. So who's his public defender when there's nobody there? That's why I said this is going to get very lengthy. Meg says, I can't do books, but I can do places. I can smell smells. Wild. I didn't know the name. Yeah. Jenny says, hot pink. You and me on same page. Laura says, it was different in me. Okay. Okay. Deborah Martino Lewis says, in my opinion, this is going to be a long trial. Lady Moonlight says, apparently the second stop on the drive back to PA with his dad will not be released as they are using it in this case. Makes you wonder what happened for them to be using it. If it's true, it's being used. Good point. Pack rat, born pack rat. I did that last night in a dream. My ring went off for my back sliding patio door. My dog, I got up to check out, and then I woke up. Interesting. Right. Now, hopefully he doesn't escape. That's my thing. I feel like we've got Hannibal Lecter on the making here. And I'm not talking about cannibalism, but I do feel he may have tasted their blood. As you said, tsunami. Correct. Kept getting the tsunami. Well, it's going to keep coming. And it's going to be a lot of garbage. It's going to get so... Tsunami comes in with clear water. And it picks up everything in its path until it is so thick with debris that you can't even stay in its path or survive it. And it just pushes like a wall of destruction forward. That's what we've got in front of us. There will be laws changed. But what he doesn't understand, okay, is there's a time to play and there's a time for karma. And the positions of the planets, I'm not sure he's understanding that right now you can get away with a lot, but the teacher is on its way back. And that teacher comes in, and this teacher slams things to a halt. And it's like the real teacher got back, the sub is gone. And the real teacher just gave you a pop quiz, and it's 30% of your grade. So buckle up, Buttercup, because truth will win. Light overpowers the dark. Lisa Smilezetta says, I meant you have to get the judge to a point you can of an actual lawyer. There's lawyers that you can pro bono work, and the judge what is them to take on the case. Right. Laura McLaurie says, holy shit, Mama D, you saying that made my 2 kittens go nuts. I don't know. Google Me says, traffic stop. Dad mentioned the shooting at WSU cleaning when someone asked. See, we could have tapped into a can of worms of this group, this club, right? Where different perpetrators were doing different things. Hot Pink says, Mama D, I discovered that Bryan's sister Amanda Kohlberger deep in a deep woods slasher movie, and the trailer is scary, and it's for sale for 99 cents on Amazon Prime. Yeah, he wants to escape. All a legend. I do feel he's dangerous. All right, my lovelies, we've been on here for like an hour and 15 minutes. We should probably jump off so this doesn't get to be too long to watch. But there are those that like to listen to this and kind of drift off to sleep as well. Yeah, what's the movie name? Put the movie out there. Yeah, Pez, there are 2 sisters, my dear. Good night, Pack Rat. Get some rest and unwind for those boys. I think I will take tomorrow off, and then I'll come back the following day. In the meantime, let's look into some information about this young man that drowned and understand when it happened, what happened, because could Bryan have just been visiting his sister that's been going to college there at that time? We don't know. And was that, I mean, what if, I don't know, I just feel like we need to look at that, even if it's unrelated. What if it was something that happened with people there? But what if it is related? What if that's the other person? We don't know. Katie Bug, I love you too. I love you, Tracy. Hudson. Yeah, I feel like we should look into Hudson. Thank you, Marie. Vada says, right, Laura M. Hot Pink, the trailer is on YouTube. I Googled the info. Okay, thank you, dear. Silly Me says, good evening, everyone. And Mama D, good evening to you all. And with that, I love you to the moon and back. God bless you, my beautifuls. Mama D loves you.